That's just to show you the creep, how much the cost of college is creeped up because states have pulled all the funding away from it.
I wonder why we don't encourage more of going to school abroad because it's much more expensive than it is here. Everything's expensive here, and I think it's like conformity. We get so used to the pricing here, and we just accept it. I mean, this country is beyond capitalist. It's greedy. It's just let's just call it what it is. It's very, very greedy, and a lot of people really can't afford to live here. So it's like to me, first of all, we always have options. It's just whether or not we want to act on them because they're harder than the simpler options that everybody wants to move to because everybody likes to do the easy thing. But when you think about it, like getting your money's worth and actually stretching it means getting uncomfortable and moving differently because this country, this government is like not really working for us. And I know that sounds like poo poo, but it's reality. So I think we should also expand our mindsets and think more broadly in terms of where do we go to get our money's worth and not feel like we're actually getting ripped off.
Yeah, that's one thing I know is a lot of Americans don't choose to go overseas to go to school. So a lot of great colleges, because if you look at the international rankings, they had a list that just came out this week. MIT was number one, and there are a couple of, but there are other universities that there are a bunch of universities in London, in England that have in the top. I say out of England, I think England had like 5 colleges, universities in the top 10. I was surprised by that. I was like, whoa, but the U.S., obviously, you had two from China, you had one from Australia, I guess one from Germany, one from the other Nordic countries, and one from Japan, and then one from South Korea. I mean, there are a lot of great universities. There's a friend of mine who actually went to school in South Korea, and all the instruction was taught in English, and I had no idea until he told me that. He's like, yeah, man, because I was stationed in South Korea, and I was like, he's like, hey, I'm in South Korea. I was like, what are you doing in South Korea? He goes, hey, your brother told me that you were in South Korea. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm here. And where you at? He said, I'm in Seoul. I said, what are you doing in Seoul? He goes, I'm going to university here. I'm doing my master's. I was like, what? You speak Korean? He goes, no, it's all in English. So people need to start researching like all the great colleges they have overseas and the cost. And some of them are actually free if you could get in, you know? So I think a lot of American kids need to start looking abroad to go to school, especially, if you're going to do your undergrad and then come back and do your master's in the United States. But it's those schools are reputable institutions. So Americans should broaden their horizon and actually look overseas for other opportunities.
Absolutely. Thanks for clicking down on that.
I hate to go back to the
Hey Bonnet,
topic.
Hey Bonnet, the person was not in the military who went to school in South Korea overseas. They're not in the military. That's why I was surprised they were in South Korea. I was like, what the hell are you doing in South Korea? It was a family friend.
Anybody thinking about living abroad in the future?
Me.
Where are you thinking about?
Currently California, but I'm looking at Tokyo, Japan.
Ooh, nice. Why Tokyo, Japan?
It's really big in combat sports, and that's currently what I'm into right now. So, just love to train out there. I'm still in my 20s, so I want to be able to get some experience and just experience a different culture.
Absolutely. I encourage you, go for it. Don't stay stuck. Don't stay comfortable ever.
Especially right now, too. There's no telling what's going to happen with, borders and flying and stuff like that. So I kind of want to, experience more traveling while I can.
Yeah, there's a lot more out there to see. I don't travel internationally that much because my kids are younger now. They're getting older. But for my birthday, was it last month? Yeah, last month. Kenya went to Kenya for her 50th by myself. Had a wonderful time. Very eye-opening, very humbling, and also made me a little bit angry because I didn't see more of me over there. It was like I was the only one. And I was like, okay, what is this? Is not. Yeah, I got it, but I didn't like it because I'm like, why don't I see more of us Americans and people that look like me there? And it just made me want to travel even more because I'm missing out so much, and I'm 50, right? So I feel like I need to catch up without really thinking I need to catch up. But I did. I asked ChatGPT what is the size of North America to Africa, and Africa is 4 times the size of America, which made sense because my flights over there were long. And I'm just like, there's so much freaking more of this world to see, and we're just in this little dot. Like if you're in space and you look, we're just on this one little dot, and that dot never moves. And to me, that's kind of sad. That's kind of sad.
Hello.
How was your experience? In which city were you in?
So I went 3 different places. 2 days in Nairobi. I flew 7 times. So 2 days in Nairobi, and then I flew to Masai Mara National Reserve for safari. I encourage everybody to do it. I did like 5, 6 safaris in 2 days. Got to see the lions. They had just killed a hippo. Saw one eat on the hippo, and then the next morning I did a hot air balloon at like 4 o'clock in the morning, driving back through pitch black. Saw all the lions still eating the hippo, and then when I left the second day, all was left was a carcass, and the vultures and the hyenas were eating it. So it's like I saw this full circle of life in 2 days, right? Easy cleanup. The lions did the work for everybody else to eat. So peep that. And then I flew to Diani for 4 days, which I did not know this, but I learned, and I booked 4 days at Diani Beach. Kenya has the most beautiful white sandy beaches. The water see-through. It is gorgeous. Gorgeous.
People don't know about East Africa.
I know.
No, I don't.
Kenya, I come from Somalia. I know Kenya. Kenya have most of the wildlife. We have
Jumbo.
Kenya, but the white beaches and the beach is in Somalia, the Horn. And then we are brothers. We all African are brothers, you know. Originally, I come from Somalia. I've been in Somalia.
Did he say a bitch and a hoe?
No.
He said we're all brothers and sisters.
All African. We come from the same blood. So it's like we are originally, so the shit is, you know, what I tell you. So when they always use, so why they give too much money to Africa, why they give them too much aid and money. They don't build schools and shit. They lie. Originally, they don't build school and business.
They're corrupt. Their government's corrupt too.
I live in Germany now. You know, back in the day when Germany, 1945, when Germany almost destroyed. I live in Germany now. How they built themselves up now, and they have everything. You know how? Because they invest in the business. They don't invest in the people. They don't invest in the food. Yes, they give some foods, but you know what they do in Africa? If imagine broke and then they give you food, so you don't care to work. You just go pick up your rice and your meat, and then
I didn't do that, but
Where'd he go?
he went back to Africa.
I had to turn off because
Why we got him?
Sorry, Patty.
Why we got him?
it was an accident. I had to do it because I modded him on accident, and I meant to mod Miki.
Oh, okay.
But you can come back up.
Okay, I'm sorry.
How are you gonna get mud? What kind of sense is he making? Never mind.
First lady has to teach me how.
We weren't fully listening. We weren't fully listening. That's part of the
I don't
problem.
think he was fully listening either.
yeah, I'm listening, sister. So if you want to say something, go ahead. Say. But So it's simple. As a young kid, I was in Somalia. I go to Yemen. I go to Saudi Arabia. I go to Turkey.
What's the best place to visit in Somalia?
No, I've been in another country. Now I live in Germany. I'm German. I see also different places in Germany. Back in the day, where they make the colonies was in Berlin. You know why? Because there was in Europe back in the day there was living in shit. And then the poor people started fighting the rich people, like why you have this shit. So they have.
So what's the best place to visit in
somewhere
Somalia?
You know, back in the day, there was poor people in Europe. Why, you remember why the colony started, why they wanna put their attention somewhere else? Because the rich was too rich and the poor was too poor. They didn't even have 2 days, 3 days, 1 meal. That white people living back in the day before the Africa, we were having fun. We was doing everything. Was having was slave.
Where are
What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? Help us out.
Yeah, well, can you state what your point is? Because you're losing us. You're losing us. What is your point? Is it that it's corrupt and the white people are taking over and the poor people, which are the black people, are not getting anything?
No. The problem is they can. Doesn't matter if you rich as Jeff Bezos. It's just like you get richer, and then there's always because he didn't get rich with helping people. You see how? So if he was like rich with helping people, he
What
never.
about that? What about the inefficiencies in Social Security?
Okay, I don't care. You're gonna have to shut the fuck up when other people. You're gonna have to shut the fuck up when other people are speaking. You're gonna have to shut the fuck up. You're gonna have to shut the fuck up. No. When other people are speaking, you need to be quiet. Shit.
Okay, go ahead.
I didn't eat yet, so I don't give a fuck. But okay, thank you.
Okay, go ahead. You want to say something? Okay, go ahead.
Up, pass, nigga. Pop, pass. Shit.
But
Hey, why don't you have a
Put a link in the chat. Put a link in the.
Why don't you have a conversation with people, Kay? Why are you talking
Yeah.
at us?
I'm just telling you. So she asked me why it's like rich people.
But you're talking at us. You're not talking to us.
No, yes, I do.
So who are you talking to?
Example, Jeff Bezos.
Oh
It's the
gosh.
same shit.
Now we're going to Jeff Bezos, mental health issues.
It's easy. If his fall down will be funnier than everyone else. I swear to God. So you think God built top in the world, how his fall will be fun. You see how people fall, rich people fall when they do extreme shit. You see like Jacob last time, what he did. He put his
Okay,
wife-
sir, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be another form.
Wedding in Venice, who they like almost the city sinking.
Okay, sir, I'm gonna be rude now. I'm gonna be rude now because you are losing the stage. Listen, if you talk louder, that's not gonna do anything. I'm to get you talking. You are losing us now. You're losing us.
Trying to put a voodoo on us.
We don't know what the hell you're talking about. So I know I started it by bringing up.
You in the
Thank
name
you.
of Jesus.
I was okay until I wasn't. I'm sorry. It's too early to be this patient. It's too early to be this patient.
I think Kenya. I think he was drawn in by your.
Yeah, my submission, but then he went left, right, up, down, upside down, backflip, and I was like, I'm lost. What is your point?
You heard him laughing when I said he gonna put a voodoo on us? Child.
That was weird. I was like, where are you going with that? And like, like structured thinking, man.
I will be eating soon, so my outburst.
Please eat so you can go from the bear to the beautiful queen that you are. What are you gonna eat?
Oh, thank you, Miss Kenya.
What you supposed to eat?
Whataburger, the breakfast of champions in Texas.
What's it? What is Whataburger? What's that?
Only the most delicious fast food known to man.
No, it's not. I've had this debate already. I've done this already. You cannot.
Wake it up, food.
perfect. The cheese is perfect. Whataburger is a better Burger King for my West Coast people.
Okay, we like Whataburger. So
So
y'all
Kenya.
are so funny. Oh, go ahead, because I love to hear this story.
Yes, love.
No, I definitely want to hear
Yes,
more.
love.
I was going to say Kenya. So, what was the best part of you visiting Kenya?
Oh, the people, the connections, it's what I took away. I made new friends, so that's one. The people there are beautiful. Now, obviously, I'm in a touristy area, but I would hope that they're beautiful everywhere because to me, that's my motherland, and I would love to go back, if not live there, because I appreciate them. I would say, obviously, the safari. Because you can get that in other places, but not really. I mean, you can't really get that here. And just I was just amazed and blessed that I got to experience that, not only ground safari, but I just said, F it, I'm here, and did the hot air balloon safari so you could see all the animals migrating, and like wildebeest. I was like, what the hell is that? I only heard that on like a Disney movie like Lion King or something, but there were tons of them, and literally seeing them in the air and then in the car on the ground as they're like, we stopped the car so all of them could pass, watching elephants pass. I saw all but the rhino of the Great Nine. I saw the 8 of the Great Nine, and when I come back, thank you. When I so since I've been back and I've shared a little bit here and there, like I encourage everybody that if you can go to Kenya. Go to every continent if you could. That's what I would like to do because, again, it's about experiencing. It humbled me. It humbled me coming back to go, okay, I just got my mind expanded to what else is out there and what's possible to experience, and I want more. I hunger for that. And the education and learning, like they were teaching me language. So I'm like, Asante, Jumbo, Araka, Twende means let's go. Caribou, bye. Like they taught me,
No, Karibu.
and they welcomed me like I was and I love that. Say that again.
No, you're saying Karibu means bye. It means welcome.
Well, they say Jumbo for welcome. And then I think it's I never said bye enough, so I have it written down the word for bye. Swahili. I didn't know like they learn English in school, so they speak English.
Yes.
So it's not like you go there and you don't know, huh?
Jumbo is colloquial for hello, like
Yeah.
phonics.
Yes.
Karibu is like the actual formal.
Oh, Karibu. Okay.
Like welcome, like it's
Karibu.
actual.
Yes, thank you. It's Karibu. Thank you for the correction. No, it's just overall wonderful experience. And I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this. And more people, I hope, will get to experience. There's people who go do safaris like every year. I don't know if I want to do that every year, but it's still beautiful to see animals that are not in captivity. Like we see animals and we see them in a zoo.
Yes.
Like we saw them in their natural habitat, just living life, doing their thing, look up at you and go back to their business. They don't care about you. They're used to seeing us. And it was just beautiful. I literally, like where I was where the parts of the filming of The Lion King. And then the trees that you saw in the like Lion King cartoon, like the real trees. I'm like, wow, the lion just walked up beside my car. I was in a car by myself with a driver, and I was just like, oh, please don't eat me. He didn't care about me. He was going to eat. He was going to eat the hippo. It's just beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful. There's people who will die and never experience that. That's why I'm like, live your life. The things that we talk about, like, they matter, but sometimes they really don't matter in the grand scheme of things. We are to work to live, not live to work, whatever that means for us. And not everybody could go to Kenya, but just experience life and don't be afraid or do it scared anyway.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm a little bit more cosmopolitan in my desire to travel, so Ghana does it for me. I really enjoyed Ghana. I had a similar experience to you. I found the people to be very, very kind, and I didn't do the safari because I don't really have that. There's no safari in Ghana, but it doesn't appeal to me. Maybe I could What is
Well,
it about?
if you do it one day. I only did it 2, and I was glad. I was like, "There's no way the first time I'm going to Kenya am I spending all this money to do a safari for 7 days when I'll be bored after day 2, and I spent all this money." That's why I broke it up. But I mean, one day I think is good. And you see enough animals, and you're like, "Yeah, I'm good." I don't know what else you're supposed to see after you've seen them all, unless that's just your thing.
That sounds like good. That sounds very healthy, though. That sounds like a very healthy trip to go and connect with nature and see animals in their natural habitat, etc. Yeah. One day
Yeah, and like
I'm going to safari.
the elephants. I think I might have told you this. Think well, but like seeing the elephants and being close to them. I saw like a family, and it was like you could tell there was the children elephants, and it was the older, bigger brother or sister, and then you could see the baby because it was smaller. And I got it on video. At one point, the bigger child went up to the baby and backed up to it and literally kicked it, like like human children would do, just messing with their baby brother or sister. It was just, there was certain tendencies, not to compare us to animals, but we're all animals, but there were certain tendencies, like seeing the baby lions, how they play, and it was like our children do that. It's just a different appreciation for life, on this planet. That's the thing, and me being able to be outside of my bubble of America.
It puts things in perspective.
It puts things in perspective and goes, I'm the little dot on this big planet that's bigger than me, and America's not all that and only all that. There's more out there to see. That was my takeaway, like to encourage people, get out of just America and don't go just to like the Caribbean and Jamaica, but no, go a little bit farther. Your back may feel a little uncomfortable because you're flying farther unless you can afford, premium economy, but it's worth it. You can't, it's memories. For me, as I'm getting older, and even with my children, we create memories. We go on vacation because we can do that, but even if you can't, do what you can just to experience something different. Get out of the normalcy of life. Experience life. That's all I was.
You're very generous in your in your sharing.
Always. I'm supposed to be on stage because I'm always monologuing.
I love those stories. Kenya went to Kenya.
Yes. It was a goal. I was like, oh, I don't know what year it was. It wasn't like it's always been, when I got to the point in my life where I actually appreciated my name, because I didn't as a kid. I was like, I want to go Africa one day because I know the significance of the name my mother gave me and her
Kenya.
love for people. Yes.
Kenya, you should
yes.
have dragged along the devious Kenya with you.
Oh, devious to Kenya, you mean? Oh, you mean the like fiery side? Do you mean that side?
The former housewives. You should have dragged her along.
Oh God, no.
She might come back repentant and change it for you.
That's hilarious.
So you were gonna say that the significance of your name that your mother.
No, I was just saying. I said one day I was like, I'm gonna go to Africa, and then it became Kenya, to be more specific.
Why did your mother name you Kenya?
My mom was very much into like anything African. Like she loved Black Panthers. She, loved Africa. She never got to go, so she named me Kenya. And when I was a kid, there weren't really many other girls named Kenya. I met one eventually in like elementary school, but it wasn't a common name. So I appreciate the significance of the name once I appreciated it and decided not to change it. And I've learned, and I'm still learning to love everything Africa, regardless of history and what they say. I love where my descendants are from, and I want to be a part of it somehow. That to me is home. America, I was born here, but I don't always consider it home, especially not right now. So I want to experience that which I don't understand but should understand, and where my descendants come from. Hence, origination, Africa, and then where I was born, America, African American. So I want to really understand what that means from my origination, which is Africa.
Wow, that's a lot of that's growth, isn't it? Being able to fully grasp your identity rather than just fitting into the frame that's been offered to you.
Yeah.
Your own frame.
Yeah, what works for me? Like, there's a book I was reading, forget the name of it. It talks about the first colonization in Egypt before it was Egypt, Kemet, and where we get our names from, and just language. And it was like they talked about African American and then Black, and a lot of people did not want to be called African American from past, and then they wanted to be called Black, and it's like, but Black. It has no meaning in the word itself because it doesn't say where we originate from. And so the African American, just like Dominican American or Italian American, the Italian and the Dominican says where your roots are from, but you were born in America. I don't want to lose the fact of where I originated from, and I need so much to learn because they didn't teach us this in school. So as I'm reading books, I'm like, I want to learn, like, just the history, so I'm not, ignorant from my own understanding. And then I can teach my kids these things because we don't live in a predominantly Black area. So I have to learn these things on my own, and I have to teach my kids these things because they're not being taught it in school.
All right, y'all, we're going to have to get back to politics.
Okay. No more centering. I got you.
You're cute, Kenya. I love your stories. But Mark Rubio had he had a press conference in Israel and calls for Gaza peace and regional stabilization. I'm gonna go ahead and play it, but I'm gonna break it up into 3 segments. It's 25 minutes. That way that gives y'all time to comment on it. All right, let me get to it.
This is an impressive center with a lot of important work that's happening here. This is a historic mission, by the way. I mean, if you think about it, there's nothing to model this after because this has never happened before. I think we have a lot to be proud of in the first 10 days, 11 days, 12 days of implementation, where we have faced real challenges along the way, including over the weekend, but also an exciting opportunity. So this will be the journey to sort of get through the 21 points of the plan, to get through all the things that we're trying to achieve is not going to be a linear journey. There's going to be ups and downs and twists and turns. But I think we have a lot of reason for healthy optimism about the progress that's being made. One of the reasons why I wanted to come today is sort of get a sense of the workflow, get a sense of the organization, and get a sense of the needs. It is increasingly, while you see a lot of uniforms here, including from partner nation states that have come, and of course, with the Israelis who are hosting us and are a key part of this, you're starting to see more of a presence from State Department and related entities as well, and that will continue to grow as we can provide personnel on things like emergency response, the coordination of humanitarian assistance and things of that nature. So you're starting to see that presence here grow. But a lot of good progress is being made on a number of fronts, and you can break this out in a number of ways. The first is the maintenance of the current ceasefire, of the current peace that we're confronting, and that involves 2 things. Number one, deconflicting from any flashpoints that may come up. We need to understand, the world needs to understand that on the other side of that yellow line, there is still a terrorist group that remains armed, and we've seen them take actions against their own population. I think it's important, by the way, that there be more media coverage given to the fact that Hamas has brutalized Palestinians, has brutalized Gazans over the last few days, and that's something to point to. But all of that has to be managed to make sure that in addition to that we don't have any flashpoints that could derail the broader process. At the same time, the coordination of humanitarian assistance, and there's humanitarian assistance that is now flowing into those places beyond the yellow line, but that involves coordinating with all of these different organizations from around the world, including international organizations and charity groups. That's a massive undertaking to coordinate all of that and that be distributed safely. That's just beyond the yellow line. Behind the yellow line, there's another effort going on in humanitarian assistance, which is even broader because those areas are safe, those areas are secure. So that's happening. At the same time, it's this work on creating an international stabilization force. It involves bringing together all the nation states that are offering to provide personnel and resources. So structuring what that stabilization force will look like, lining up all the countries that are willing to provide either money or personnel or a combination of both,